Hey guys, JPlay here. Now I've had a new idea for a series, I'm going to call it Daily Smorgasbord or something like that, wherein I basically just stick together a bunch of daily runs from a few different games. Now I only have a few games at the moment which have these, so today I'm thinking I'll play a bit of this, a bit of OlliOlli, a bit of Race to Sun, and then maybe over time, I'm looking forward to the release of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, which will have daily runs in. Perhaps I'll pick up Nuclear Throne, or maybe even something like Rayman Legends, I don't know, just to get a bit of variety in what I cover with these. But the idea is basically just a sampling of different daily runs. If there are any other games which have dailies which I haven't mentioned, which you think might be worth a go, then please let me know. But for now, I'm going to play Spelunky, which I haven't played in quite a long time, actually. I was playing it daily because I've got a colleague who was also doing the same thing. We were comparing scores every day, and then I was going home and crying about it because he's a lot better than me. I've never actually finished this game, so I should say going in that these are not... Oh, I thought there was going to be one tile to the side. These are not going to be sort of professional quality runs. The idea is going to be more of a variety. And of me learning about some of the games as they go on. Like I'm saying, some of the games I'm planning to play at some point I haven't even got yet. So I'll have a little go to get to grips with the basic mechanic and then just start learning as I play on video. But yeah, I'll see how this goes for a few episodes and then decide based on that whether I want to continue. So for anyone who for any reason is unfamiliar with Spelunky, this is just it's sort of a roguelite platformer style affair. You go through 4 sets of 4 levels and then get to fight an end boss basically. Or in my case you go through about 2.5 sets of 4 levels and then that's it. The daily challenges for this game are based on the amount of gold you can collect, so it's really in your best interest not to spend gold like I'm about to. Bloody hell. Considering fighting the shopkeeper, but like, that never works out well for me. I do love climbing gloves though, I'm just going to hope that I get enough value out of this to make up for the initial outlay. Yeah, so these statues here, they essentially trigger traps, and what the trap is depends on which world essentially you find them in. So what I'm doing now is trying to get this chest, which is why I threw the thing which I was collecting. All these spiders are because that boulder I triggered Indiana Jones'd its way into a shrine sort of thing. I'm glad to see that the damsel has somehow survived. So the items, the idols, whatever they are, those sort of have an obvious downside and immediate downside to picking them up, but if you can pick them up and take them to either... Oh, this was a bad play. Gonna see if I can just bounce my way out of this. No, that's not gonna work. Shit. Oh, double shit. Is that gonna cause the bolts rolling by? I'm not sure if you get shopkeepers on these levels. I've not quite figured out the logic for that yet, to be honest. Also, each level has a certain amount of time which you can spend on it before it starts summoning a ghost, which comes with its own complications. Basically, there are just a bunch of moving parts, and one of the key attractions about Spelunky is that if something goes wrong with one of those parts, you kind of Rube Goldberg your way into failure, just because you sometimes get into a situation where someone will hit you into someone else and sort of snowballs. So I should probably be talking about the items I'm picking up as I go. Ooh, I'm really glad that arrow trap had already been set off. So the climbing gloves I bought earlier allow me to climb, basically. Yeah, I've got to watch out for those spikes, but yeah, they allow me to hop up and down the wall like that, which normally wouldn't be possible. Normally you can only grab one at the top of the wall like that. I've got the pitcher's glove, which allows, or the catcher's glove, I guess, I don't know, which allows me to throw things in a straight line instead of an arc. That's a bit... that can go either way. It seems helpful in the late game, but I never get late game enough for it to be really helpful. Those spring boots basically just allow me to tigger my way a little bit higher. Don't think there's anything I want in that shop. So, like I say, you've got to be fairly careful what you're getting in the shops. Because they will eat into your score for each item you buy, which is quite a good way of incentivizing doing as much as you can on the levels as well. I've got 3 health. That's a little less than I'd like, because going into this next area there are things that can kill you, that will be able to one-shot me by doing 4 damage. So those ticky traps, basically. I like these levels though, the Dead or Restless ones. They're kind of just special variation on what you would normally expect. So we'll probably get to that in a fairly soon. Oh shit, that didn't work. Ah well. So there are a couple of things that make this special, apart from having enemies that you wouldn't normally have. You have this specific gravestone there with the king's thing on, takes you to an extra exit, which allows you to get more shit, basically. And somewhere around there should also be gravestone with ash on it, so that's obviously ash from Evil Dead. Oh shit, that doesn't work underwater. Well, I didn't die. Can I safely bomb my way down there? So I'm low on health. And sort of everything else. And it looks like there's another entrance to another secret level, which just happens to be in this level, but I'm not going to bother with that. It gives you some stuff you need for... some stuff you need for if you want to get to sort of what a lot of people view as the ultimate end game, but I'm not going to go for that. It's a bit beyond me for today at least. So that idol that I just picked up is similar to the one which I was picking up earlier, the gold one, but it's a special variation for this level. And what it does is summons that ghost there, so if he touches me I die instantly, so I'm going to leave. But he also turns up if you spend more than, I think it's 2.5 minutes on a level, so that's where the balance comes in. Right, I'm worried about this. Only having 1 health could be very dangerous. I'm gonna creep my way down. I think the Green Knight is probably gonna kill me if he sees me, so I'm just gonna run straight through. Now there are other advantages. You could see there was a dog up there. That's the same as the woman I rescued a couple of times earlier on. They're just called the damsels. If you rescue them, it gives you health back. But honestly, I felt like I was getting myself into a tricky situation there. I just wanted to keep going. And I think I'm getting to the point in this game where fear is starting to overcome... Oh, shit. Never mind. Well, basically, that's how Spelunky works. That's a daily. No one I know is on the leaderboard today. Well, no one I know has played it today, basically, because it allows you to compare against people you know, or against sort of the overall list of people who've played so far. So it's quite early in the day. I'm not going to be anywhere near 184 by the time the day finishes. But you can see there are people where like the top guy has like 15 times what I've got or something. I am not an expert player, but that should be something you're used to by now. So anyway, I'm going to fire up the next game now, and I'll be back in a second. So this is Race the Sun. It's sort of a racing game, sort of. You only play against yourself, but the idea is you just go as far as you can. You're in a solar-powered ship. You have to basically not get outpaced by the sun to keep going indefinitely. I don't know how long you actually can keep going for. But the aim is to stay out of shadow and to keep going forwards, basically. You go through levels, there are additional missions you can do, but it's sort of basically just a dodging style game. You know the sorts. It's quite good fun though. It's not something which I would probably ever spend a huge amount of time doing. In fact, I haven't played it for a while, up until yesterday when I was checking in on this, as I formalised my ideas for what I was going to do with this whole daily Smorgasbord idea. But this is a little different from a daily challenge per se, as I never get that many of those. It's a little different from a daily challenge per se, as you can actually keep playing this indefinitely. Well, that wasn't very good. But basically, what it does is every day it comes up with a new map, and you play through the same map again and again all day, trying to get up the leaderboard. So as I say, I'm probably going to just play this a couple of times, really, 5 or 10 minutes worth of it, depending on how well the runs go, because I don't want to have lots of video of the beginning of the same level all the time, you know. I can hop into that place where I went before. And it's fairly different depending on which way you go, obviously. So I'll try and get some variety in, but obviously if you're shooting for the most efficient time, it probably does make sense to stick with mostly the same route each time, or a similar route each time, so you can optimise your path and all that sort of stuff. That's not how I'm going to play. I'm just going to... I never get all of those. I don't know what's changed today. There's a boost in my spirit. But yeah, as you can see, the sun is sort of has set more now, and I think the way to avoid that becoming a problem is just to get more of those green boosts I keep missing. But yeah, as I say, I'm really looking forward to the release of Afterbirth, which will also have these. I wanted that boost, but the green things are either boosts or they give you jumps, which also help. Right now I'm kind of in the shadow. Oh, I'm going to run out of power very soon. At least I'm doing a little better. I feel better when I get outpaced by the sun than when I just hit a wall. And there are also challenges which you can do each day. It's kind of like a, you know, the sort of mobile game approach where, oh, I've got a shield, what does that do? And I've got a jump, I just noticed. Crap, can I get up somewhere? No, I was hoping by hopping up I would get more speed. Oh well. So let's look at the objectives, and then I'll have one last attempt at this. I haven't seen that excitement. Right, so use the jump ability 15 times. So these are ongoing scores, and I assume they give you some sort of advantage. Maybe they just help you configure your ship a bit more. Let's see what we can do to configure the ship actually while we're here. I've got the magnet on. Maybe I should try jump storage. Nah, yeah, jump storage, I'm feeling excited. Exciting. Excite something. Okay. So you can see I've died a lot for every time I've played. I've played 60 odd rounds and only got in like an hour and 20 minutes. But either way, I'll have one more go at this. I'm really not sure how to step up my game anymore, and you can see that some of the okay, one more go. Let's pretend that didn't happen. You can see that some of the goals are significantly easier than others. It kind of reminds me of something like, I don't know, I don't want to say Sonic Dash because that is kind of admitting how much time I spent on a mobile phone temple runner style game. I can't remember what the original sort of versions of those games were, so let's say temple runner because that's the one that seemed to really bring it into the mobile market, or at least to the success it had. I'm running out of power already, I don't know how this is happening. Well, I should probably be going for those boosts there. And all these tries I'm collecting, that's what they call the pyramids, they add to my score multiplier, which you can see in the top left below my score. Missed one. Okay. It's probably just because I don't have the magnet now holding my hand. But I do like the idea of being able to jump twice. That's just giving me a second jump. I was really hoping it would be a boost. In fact, it might be better for me if I... so yellow ones are boosts, green ones are other things. Green ones are jumps. I was going to see if I could jump into that beam and see if... Oh no, it did give me something, didn't it? Right, let's get another boost. Right, this time I'm feeling exciting and daring. But yeah, as you can see, the sun is, again, slightly outpacing me, so this will probably be my last run. I also kind of just want to jump a bit more often. Oh. See, that's how it normally goes. I want to jump a bit more often because I know that I've got some sort of goal to jump 15 times, so I probably should have jumped there instead of going straight for the wall. But anyway, that's enough for Race to the Sun today. I'm going to fire up some OlliOlli, and I think that'll finish off the video for today. As I say, I'm going to try and get more games with these daily challenges, find out if any other games I have, which I don't really play at the moment, have them, which I'm just not aware of. That sort of thing, and hopefully there'll be some variety in what's covered in these. It's not going to be a daily series, it's probably going to be maybe weekly or something, just because putting in the time to record several different games, you know, I can't commit to that every day, unfortunately. But for now, well, I don't need to say my farewell bull, actually. I'll be back in a second. So this is OlliOlli. This is sort of a 2D timing-based Tony Hawk's, so I'll just play a quick level to give an idea. I guess you're going to see what it looks like anyway. But it's just do tricks, and then you have to time when you do the landings, and that's the main mechanic. I'm not particularly good at it. I'm still nowhere near finished, and all these sloppy things are a bad sign. In fact, if it says perfect, then that's perfect. If it doesn't, then it's not. But you basically do tricks with... I wasn't expecting to get anything new in this run. Although I'm pretty much just going straight through the missions. But anyway, you see what the game looks like. I don't know why you would need to see what the game looks like when I'm actually going to play something else in a second. Now, where is the daily? It's over here. So they call this the daily grind. You can do a practice run of it, which we're going to do just to get the hang of the level, and then once you feel comfortable, so that's not going to be my winning score, but once you feel comfortable, you move down to play it for real and see how big a score you can rack up. So it's basically just like a long grind combo. Ah, yes, gotta grind that dinosaur. Obviously, obviously, if you keep it going too long, there are downsides, as that might happen. You know, you can just fuck it up anyway. So I think you just get one trick anyway, but you need to be careful what you're doing. So we're going to have a go at the actual daily grind now. So again, it's just the same level. So this is kind of like Race the Sun in that you get to see the level before you post a score in a manner of speaking, whatever. So you can see that I had time to practice, and then I got to actually play the level and do terribly, which I think is very exciting. But that's OlliOlli, and I think that's me for today. Like I say, I will look into more games which have this. I think Crypt of the Necrodancer might have it as well, but I've not played that yet, but that could be worth giving a go. But basically, I'm just going to try and make a bunch of videos showing a bunch of dailies. It's a complicated plan. For now, I've been JPlay, and this has been, well, I guess this has been Spelunky and Race the Sun and OlliOlli. Daily Smorgasbord, I like that name. I'm going to stick with that. Cheers for watching, guys.